everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris. If you're new here, welcome on in. This is a channel where I like to talk about cross stitch, and if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. It's always fun to spend time with you. I'm trying to shoot my video today while Ollie is having his nap, so it's going to be a pared down version of what I normally do. There's not going to be any extra segments. There's not going to be any shop update, anything like that. It's just going to be about the stitching today so that I can get this video in. Hopefully in another month he might be a little bit more independent and I can have a little bit more time to do what I need to do, but I'm going to try and squeeze this in while he's having a little sleep, so we'll see how that goes. Speaking of the cuteness in the room, I think I will just insert a quick video here. I'll do two videos. One is just me showing him to you so you can sort of see how much he's grown from the last video. And then I have a quick video of him outside earlier today having a little play so you can see him running, because he just loves to run. The look on his face when he's tearing around outside is just joyful. So I'll insert that as well for you to see a little bit of Ollie in action. So hi everybody. Here's Ollie. He's 4 months old now. And yeah, he's ready for a nap again. I'll put in a little video showing him playing outside. You can see how he loves to run. Hey buddy, you ready to go? Okay, we'll see you later. Let's get started right away with the stitching. So our stats for the month of August, I should mention today is August the 31st, so this is my August wrap up. So the stats for this month, I worked on 2 of my stockings, I worked on 1 of the series that I've been doing, and I worked on 3 other whips. So I didn't have any full finishes. I did have 1 finish, and I did have 1 new start, which actually was the finish. And then I worked on 5 of my other whips. So the first one I'm going to start with is my mini tree hugger stitch along, which is a Carolyn Manning design stitch along for this year. And it features, every month you get a little tree that you can stitch. So at the end of the year, you'll have a forest of 12 different trees that you can just display as is, or you can take each tree individually and use it in something else that you're stitching. So I actually caught up this month. So the 2 trees up here are the July and August trees. So I'm all caught up again for when the one comes out this week for September. So there's those 2. They're fun. They're using some of the newer DMCs like the 14, 15, 16, those light greens in there. So it was fun to use those. So yeah, there's all the trees so far. So it's always exciting to see what the next month's tree is going to look like, because they're all very different. Yeah, that's the mini tree hugger cell from Carolyn Manning Designs. I will link all of the projects that I'm showing today in the notes down below. So the first project I'm going to show you was my first focus project. So every month I pick 2 focus projects that I work on during the week. I split the week between the 2 of them, and then on the weekends I spin a wheel and pick a random project to work on for Saturday and Sunday. So my first focus project for the month of August was the Snowflower Diaries stitch along, which is from a few years ago. It might have been 2017, I think, that this came out. It's called the Joyful World Cell, and I'll link the Snowflower Diaries blog down below, but this was actually a free stitch along at the time. So I was working this month on the month of March. So there it is, that cute stork, crane, Those long-legged birds with long beaks. This little chick. Very cute. Fun to stitch. I did change a few little things, just some of the colors in the flowers, and had a little bit of fun with it. So that was my focus project number 1. So that was also my new start, because I started this month, although it is part of a series, so I don't know if it technically counts as a new start or not. And it was also my finish this month as well. So my other focus project for the month of August was my DMC color chart, which is a pattern I purchased off of Etsy from a shop called Men on Wool, and as well I'll link it below. I will put a picture of where it was at previously up in the corner here, so you can sort of see where I was. But basically I've completed 2 more columns, so those blues and blue grays kind of are the ones that I've finished so far this month. So yeah, it's coming along. I still have a fair ways to go. There's the whole piece of fabric that I cut for that. So, but yeah, no, having fun. I'm gonna really enjoy having that as a reference when it's completed. I'm gonna sew it into a little fabric book, I think, and it's helping me because I had mentioned quite a few videos ago that I'm sort of reorganizing my floss storage. And I'm creating a master set of all the DMC colors that I actually pre-cut into like 18-inch, well, I guess technically 36-inch lengths, because most projects I do with 2 strands, so I like to do a loop start. So they're 36-inch lengths that I then wind on the master bobbin, and then when I kit up a project, I can just grab, 2 or 3 lengths, however many I think I need for the project, put it on a working bobbin in the project, and then I always keep my colors there, and that way I can keep track of if I'm out of a color, then I know I need to go and buy some more of that, and that's been working really, really well for me. So I really like this project because it's helped me work towards that goal of getting that done without feeling like I have to just sit down and do just that type of thing. I just, as I do each color column, I pull those colors and do the pre-cut lengths, create the master bobbins, and kind of go from there. So that's been fun. So those were my 2 focus projects for the month. So then I just have my weekend projects that I worked on. So the first one I'm going to share with you is by Tell an Emblem. It's called Leaves of Love, and this is the clematis. I did the companion piece to this. It was actually my retirement start last fall, and it was the dogwood. So this is sort of the second one. I'm going to frame these together and display them. So this is on a 28 count Jobelin, black Jobelin. So the colors really pop and they're really pretty. And again, I'll put a picture of what the finished one will look like and where I was before on this. So that's Leaves of Love. The next one I worked on was my Stallion project. This is also a pattern that I purchased off of Etsy by a designer called Anna Duplant. I'm doing this on 18 count oatmeal Aida with the called for DMC. And this is the one, if you've seen my previous videos, that I'm color completing. So the designer provides the chart in that fashion that there's a chart for each color, so it makes it really easy to color complete. So that's been kind of cool watching the picture emerge as I do each color. Now I only did one color because it was just one weekend that I worked on it. So the other weekend project that I did was my the North Wind stocking, which is a Dimensions Gold pattern. It's done on the kit Aida, which is an 18 count Aida with the kit threads. And again, I'll put a picture of what it'll look like when it's finished and where it was the last time I stitched on it. And then here is where I am now. So I did a little bit more around his hands and the polar bear's head. There's actually a little bird in his hand. You can sort of see its little black head and its orangey brownish wing. It has a white belly. That's what he's holding in his one hand there. The only back stitching I've done on this piece is the snowy owl up in the sky there. I haven't done any other back stitching yet. So that one's coming along. So that was one of 2 stockings I worked on this month. And then the other stocking that I worked on is my Gifts for All stocking, which is another Dimensions kit. Also done on the kit Aida, which is a 14 count white Aida with the kit threads. And there's where I am. That one. I will include a photo of what it will look like when it's finished and where it was at the last time you saw it, but I've just done a little bit more work on the sleeve of his coat and around the cuff and the apple in his hand, his glove. So yeah, so that's what I was working on the last couple of days, and I'll work on it today before I switch into September's projects. And that is it for my stitching. Obviously, I just grab stitching when I can, and I don't quite have my long afternoons anymore to stitch, but it's okay. I managed to get a few stitches in here and a few stitches in there, and every stitch counts. So yeah, so as far as stitching goes, that's everything that I have to show you today. So I'm going to talk about plans. So yeah, so we're at the end of the month right now. So later tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to pick 2 focus projects for the month of September, work on those, and then I'll do my random draws on the weekends. But the other exciting thing that is happening in September is I signed up for Friend Stitch, which is on September the 18th. So I just got my box in the mail. This is my box. No peeking. So we're not supposed to open them, and I'm not going to open it. I'm going to wait until the morning of the event. I'm in the morning session, and then I'll open it with everybody else on Zoom and just have a lot of fun with that. I did order the fabric because there's fabric in there for some of the projects, but not for others. So I did decide to go ahead and order the fabric. So this is 32 count vintage country mocha linen. We do have a small project that they sent us the pattern for already that ideally you're supposed to pre-stitch before the event because there's a finishing class, but you don't have to, if you can't get it done. But I think I'm going to try and get that done in the next couple of weeks so that I do have it finished for the event. Whether I'll finish it during it, I'm not sure what that'll look like, but yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that, and I'll share that with you next month, at the end of next month, so you can see what's going on. So I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know what it is. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you for tuning in. And yes, this one's been short, but hopefully as Ollie gets older and I sort of figure out how to do things around his schedule, I can get more back into a normal routine. So yeah, until next time, I'll see you all. Bye.